Good morning, friends. Let us continue to discuss the short story which is titled as The Childless One. In this particular short story, up to this moment, we have seen that Radha, the protagonist of this short story, is suffering from the pains, and she is a pregnant woman. Number of people think that she is carrying a male child. However, when she visits doctor, the doctor reveals the truth. She is not actually carrying a male child. On the other hand, she is carrying a tumor. When Radha's husband gets this information from doctor, at that time this particular shock gives him a very surprising as well as a shocking feeling. And in the next part, you notice that this truth, when communicated to Radha's mother in law, she is also disturbed and she feels angry that Radha has deceived not only her but the whole family, and hence she uses the wrong words, abusive words about Radha. Now let us see what happens further. But who will look after you until you get well? Radha is brought home and she is kept in the custody of the mother in law. But Radha is not ready to live his with her mother in law. Here you will find that how Radha reacts and how Radha's husband tries to convince her to live with the mother in law. Don't leave me here. Your mother will kill me if you leave me alone and go away. It means that Radha is doubtful about the proper care and the proper medication in the absence of Sripati, and hence she requests Sripati to take her to Mumbai. Shut up. How can you say that? Didn't she look after you all these days? And who would care for you now if she weren't here? When he left, when Radha gets the comment from Sripati that he is not ready to take her to Mumbai, at that time what happens, let us see. When he left, he told her, get well soon. Mother is an old woman now, and it tries her to cook and it tires her to cook and wash for you. You ought to help her rather than make more work for her. Radha cried, don't turn against me. I am your wife. It means that Radha, in the absence of Sripati, is not ready to live with mother in law. However, Sripati, due to his responsibilities of work, unable to take her with him. After Sripati left, his mother said, some wife who cannot even give him a child. It means that Radha is unable to give the grandson to that mother in law, and hence there is a kind of sorrow in the mind of mother in law, and that is revealed in the above statement. At the same time, she is also commenting on the incident happened with Radha. Actually, Radha was not knowing that whether she is carrying a tumor or whether she is carrying a child. Means actually she was feeling that she is carrying a child. However, the fact was something different. Radha wept herself dry and thought, I have got nobody now. I have only got myself. I must get well quickly. And the next time her mother in law brought her a plate of sticky, semi liquid rice. She pushed the plate away and said, I don't want this child's food. Give me some bhakri. I want to get well and strong quickly. In this particular paragraph, you will find that how there is a psychology of the daughter-in-laws in the Indian family structure. They wanted to get very well from the illness or from the sickness, because this sickness or this particular kind of illness makes them get some abusive words from the family members. Her mother-in-law brought her Her mother-in-law brought her some bhakri and laughed and said, it won't do you any good because you will never have any children no matter what you eat. This sarcastic comment about Radha makes her weep, and it hurts a lot, and therefore she will not be carrying any more any child in her life. This is a comment made by the mother in law that pinched Radha in a very severe manner. That's a lie. Ask the doctor. That was that is what he said, that you can't have any children. Shripati has no use for you now. It means that how the mother in laws are treating their daughter in laws in the Indian family, you can notice in this particular statement. It means that if the daughter in law is unable to give any child to the family, at that time she becomes useless. So such kind of attitude is there about the daughter in laws in this particular context. You are making it up, you vile old woman. So Radha reacts to the mother in law in a very bad way, and she uses the wrong words for her mother in law. Radha heard strange people come and go, and strange voices discuss and argue and agree. She said, "You can't do this. Shripati can't marry again. It is against the law." So there are many gossips and discussions about Radha and her family and Shripati. So these gossips went on with different approaches and different attitudes. Who is going to worry about the law? Shripati is a policeman. So being a police, he can do anything. Means he can go against law and he can marry second time. So this was the thinking, or this was the idea of mother-in-law, and she reveals the same thing. He won't marry again just because you say so, won't he? So there is a kind of struggle or clash between Radha and her mother in law. It is a sin to make bad blood between a husband and wife, to break up a marriage. The old woman smiled and said, "Keep your mouth shut. If you know what is good for you, or I will kill you, and then it won't be against the law for him to marry." So you will find that how the mother in law goes to what extent. It shows that the mother in laws are trying to get in any way the child in the family, because that child is the for future of the family or the future of that uh, uh, particular family. Shripati showed himself quite willing to remarry, and Radha, afraid for her life, left her mother-in-law's house. She went to Songaon and found work as a farm laborer. So there is a kind of disconnection between Radha and Shripati, as there is a inability of Radha to give the child to that family, and she returns back to Songaon. Every day she went to the temple near the Vasti on which she lived and promised Bhairova various offerings if he gave Shripati and his mother the punishment they deserved. So she asks God or prays God to give kind of punishment to Shripati and his mother. On the Vasti she became something of a joke. She told everyone what had happened to her, and her uncontrolled rage and repertoire of abusive words caused much amusement among the laborers. They called her Vedi, mad woman, and baited her to fill an empty hour. So Radha becomes mad. So you will find that how the incident of not carrying a child attacked or hampered on the mindset of that woman, that is Radha. If Shripati comes here, they said, what will you do with him? Will you cut him up into pieces and eat him with your bhakri? He would poison my insides if I ate him, she said. Then what will you do? Why don't you bring him here and see what I do? It means that people used to make fun of her in spare time, and Radha is only abusing and cursing the Sripati, the husband, and the mother in law. But her behavior becomes the behavior of a mad woman, which is called as Vedi in Marathi language. At first, this sort of the talk offered her a release and gave her a strange comfort. But then she grew tired of being used for a few laughs. She began to keep herself to herself. Life assumed a fairly placid routine for her, but the bitterness remained, and now that she had no outlet for it, intensified. Though she did not talk about it, she still fantasized about doing horrible things to Sripati. In time, even this passed, and she learned to live without having her hatred of him as a constant companion. You will notice that at the end of the page number 49, you will find that Radha earlier was revealing some abusive words for Sripati and the mother in law, but after some days she keeps those ideas, those thoughts with herself only, and she is not revealing what is going inside her mind, and which created a kind of pressure on her mind, and which developed a psychological pressure, makes her mentally imbalanced. And then suddenly, years later, Sripati came to see her. He came into the hut, and for a few moments she did not know what to say. Finally, she asked him how he was, rather formally. He said he was all right and added, "You don't look so well." It means that after many days or a gap of few years, Sripati came there to see whether Radha is in good condition or not, and found that she is in not a good condition. She knew that hard work in the sun had aged her, darkened and wrinkled her skin, and burned the luster out of her eyes. The false concern in his voice angered her. "I am well enough," she said. She looked at him. It means that due to the hard work in the farm and the burning in the under the sun, the the beauty of Radha has been totally gone. She looked at him, still handsome and young looking, with the sleekness of city living on him. "And how is your old woman?" she asked. "She is all right." "That is not what I heard. I heard she is sick and dying, and your wife lives with her and looks after her." She shook her head and said, "Poor girl, I don't envy her. I would rather weed in the fields all day." "Is this why you asked to see me, so you could insult me?" he shouted. I never asked to see you. That is what Gena told me." It was then that she heard the men's hushed voices outside the hut and understood Sripati was getting up to leave. It means that Gena, a person who informed about the sickness and the dying of mother-in-law to this Radha, which is a kind of pleasant feeling for Radha. However, that was not the truth, it was a kind of rumor, and she tries to verify this information with her husband, that is Mr. Sripati, and he and she gets the different information. You will find that it was then that she heard the men's hushed voices outside the hut and understood Sripati was getting up to leave. "Wait," she said, "now that you are here, there is something I want to show you." She raised her voice and called, "Mahadya, come in here." A small dirty child waddled in on rickety legs and stood looking impassively at the stranger, sucking on a pacifier. "Who is he?" Sripati asked. So here is the entry of a child, and who is having very dirty clothes, as well as his look is not that much good. And this lady Radha showed him that this is a new person she wanted to introduce to Sripati. "He is my son." Sripati laughed. "Which dung heap did you pick him up from?" he asked. "I didn't pick him up from anywhere. He was born of me. Have you no shame?" "Why should I have shame? What can a woman do when her husband is not man enough to protect her? And as for him, Why should I be ashamed of having son? You filthy whore, whose son is he? He is not yours, that is for sure. She started laughing. Shut up. So here Radha tells Sripati that this is the son she got from Sripati, but Sripati is not ready to accept it, and he rejects that child is not his son, and he starts to shout on Radha. When are you going to marry again, Shripati? How many times will you marry before you find out that you will never have any children? He turned haughtily and walked out of the hut. She screamed after him, all you were ever fit to father was a lump of flesh. Do you hear? A child with neither head nor limbs. So this is a very much shocking thing. It means that here Radha expresses her truth, and which is a shocking thing for Shripati. At the end of the short story, Radha reveals the truth that no undoubtedly the child is not of Sripati. However, she wants to clarify that there is no problem uh, with her physique or with her capacity to give the child to the family, but the problem was with Sripati. And however, on the other side, you will find that Radha is blamed for not carrying the child, but Sripati is not given any kind of blame. And in this particular context, you will find that in Indian family structure, whatever the problem is there with the male, male is not cursed, male is not blamed at all. On the other hand, the woman, the female, is blamed, and which is a typical traditional mentality in the Indian family structure. And here, Zai Nimkar tries to focus on the very important aspect that how the women are treated as second sex or subsidiary or secondary in the Indian family structure. So that is all about this short story. This short story gives us the proper and the realistic condition of the Indian family structure and the status of women in the Indian family. With these words, I would like to conclude this extract. I hope you might have got the whole content of this short story. Thank you. Thank you so much.